Hey guys, Buffer Game back today, bringing you another video. Today we're going over and breaking down the campaign early access trailer, all the weapons in there, and then we're going to break down some of the scenery and some things that I noticed in the trailer as well. We do have a few new weapons which were confirmed today, which I really don't think was a surprise, but it's good to see them nonetheless. So this trailer basically confirms that if you pre-order the game, you will get in digital versions of the game. You pre-order it digitally, you will get 1 week early access to Modern Warfare 2's campaign, and I believe that's going to end up being on October 20th. That'll end up going live for you on only digital pre-orders of the game. So campaign early access. Let's go ahead and jump into this right now, and we'll break down the weapons. Now, with my recording software, it really struggles to slow things down, so I'm going to be playing this at regular speed. We'll be going in chronological order here for the weapons, and I'll throw up screenshots just to show which ones I'm talking about. So I'll also link down below the link to the other trailer weapon breakdowns that I did for Modern Warfare 2. A lot of the weapons were initially revealed in those trailers, and we go into a lot of depth with those too. So we'll run through these, and then we'll run through kind of my thoughts on the trailer and some breakdowns, some other things there as well. So first off, if we right off the bat here, we see what is the Remington MSR. So the Remington MSR, this is returning from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I believe it was also in COD Online. So Remington MSR is a bolt-action sniper rifle, and it's capable of firing a lot of different calibers. Mainly, most likely, we're going to see this with 338 Lapua Magnum, Norma Magnum, and probably 300 Winchester Magnum in the game, I'm guessing. But again, we did see this in Modern Warfare 3 and COD Online, but definitely a Remington MSR. You can tell just by looking at it. So good to see that thing coming back. We also have a quick shot there of what looks like with Alejandro holding the Sig Sauer MPX. So I believe this was in some previous Call of Duty games in the past. I don't remember which one. This is a PDW or a submachine gun. PDW meaning personal defense weapon, or submachine gun. Again, this is firing 9x19 Parabellum, and I believe it's also compatible with something like 40 Smith & Wesson there as well. So bunch of different options here. It does have a lot of these versions, especially what I believe we've seen in game, has a M-Lock handguard on it, but we do see this in a couple different shots here. The Sig Sauer MPX, and we did see this in the original trailer. Next up, we have a shot of what looks like it's hard to tell what weapon we're actually seeing here. We're seeing you from a first-person perspective walking through a canyon or a valley. Not sure what this is. It's definitely an AR-15 platform. You can see by the charging handle there, and it looks like we have something like an aim point or an aim optic there as well. Not sure what this is. Could be a HK417 M110. Not really sure, but again, I can see the tan cam on the weapon. So could be anything. Not really sure, but definitely AR-15 or an AR-10 platform. So that'd be good to see that. Maybe it could be the M110 or the SR25, but again, really hard to tell. Next up, we do see what looks like, to me, we have a couple different shots here, but then we have this stack up here happening. So this is a stack up with what looks like Soap, Alejandro, and probably a Shadow Company member. And we do see in this shot, we see Alejandro with, again, the Sig Sauer MPX. And then it looks like the Shadow Company member does have an MP7, H&K MP7, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But the MP7, again, returning weapon here, firing that 4.6 by 30 millimeter. This is from Heckler and Koch. So this would be a good one from Heckler and Koch, and it's definitely a good weapon to see returning. Happy to have it back. We do also see a shot of Ghost with the AAC Honey Badger. Again, we've discussed this one in the previous videos as well. This is going to be firing 300 Blackout, also compatible with 5.56 by 45 millimeter. But here we see in the trailer unsuppressed. You can tell it's the AAC Honey Badger. Most dead giveaway there being the particular M-Lock handguard. And again, this is the same one we did see in the other trailers as well. This one, again, appears to be unsuppressed, though. Next up, we have a couple shots here with Captain Price with some weapon. Really hard to see. We have a shot of Alejandro, just a buttstock. Looks like an M4 buttstock. This rappelling scene here, where the soldiers rappelling down the building. Again, this looks a lot like... it looks like some of those missions from COD Ghost, honestly. but it does look like a M4 weapon here that we're going to see a little bit here. Probably an M4 SOPMOD Block II. I'm going to be guessing. We do have the foregrip, the aim point with the riser. So we should see another shot of that here in a little bit. Next shot, we have Alejandro jumping off a cliff. We do have, well, it looks like the pistol he's carrying is probably some sort of Glock. Again, really hard to tell there. Not the greatest shot. Probably something like a Glock 21 or something along those lines. Again, until we get a better look at it, it's going to be almost impossible to tell. Ghost is holding some sort of rifle there. Again, can't tell what that is that he's holding. Not the best quality in the video to try and zoom in and see what that is, but we'll have to get a better shot of that in future trailers to identify what he's holding. Next up, we have the M4 URGI. So again, this is a one we discussed in the other trailers as well. This is basically just think of it of a different version of the M4 SOPMOD Block II. Different handguard, different changes to this weapon overall to kind of advance it over a SOPMOD Block II. Now, URGI stands for United Retail Group Incorporated. So we've seen this featured heavily in the marketing so far, especially in the Farm 18 trailer for that map. The other day, we did see this in the first-person perspective. So this is the M4 URGI making a return here in the trailer. We do have a shot of a pistol there again, but it's too dark in the first-person perspective to see what it is. So we'll just have to wait till we have better shots of it. Next up, we have Captain Price with that same weapon. It looks like the exact same mission as that rappelling scene. So this is the same weapon. This is an M4. Again, it looks like a SOPMOD Block II of some sorts. You see the PEC-15 on the right-hand Picatinny rail. You got the QD suppressor on there, as well as the aim point red dot with a riser. So finally we get a riser in this game. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If not, you'll see when the game comes out and we get into it there. We also have a shot here at the very end. I know some people were saying it's the intervention or it's the same sniper from the beginning of the trailer. This is actually a Barrett MRAD. There's a couple things you can tell as to why it is, and there's a couple screenshots that were released too. But definitely the barrel is obviously looks bigger than that of the MSR, and the MRAD is a direct descendant, basically it's based on the Barrett M98B. But the MRAD firing, again, a variety of different calibers. We're probably going to be seeing this with a 308 Winchester or the 300 Norma or the 338 Lapua, most likely. Some of those. This is, again, a bolt-action sniper rifle. And the MRAD is actually a favorite right now within the United States military. So I think a lot of the Special Forces units and things love this weapon. So this is a really, really nice weapon. And, again, you can tell with some of those screenshots just where the ejection port is located, where the bolts are located, where the path of the bolts located, the buttstock. So there's a lot of features that give that away, but this is definitely a Barrett MRAD, obviously with that all gillied up type vibe that we remember from COD 4. So that's everything in the trailer here for weapons. Now we do have an article that was posted here on CallOfDuty.com or Call of Duty's Twitter, which goes into Modern Warfare 2 dark water deep dive. So they're going kind of deep dive article here about what it takes to make a single player level and campaign missions in general. So definitely recommend that read. I'll link that down below. But we do have some screenshots here, which again give us more information. So in the first screenshot, we do have a bunch of what looks like Shadow Company operators here. And the first one is holding, again, a Agent K MP7A2. And it's cool because we actually do have a camo on this. It looks like some sort of light woodland type camo on there. So that's an MP7A2. We also have what looks like the Benelli M4 with a second operator, which again, we saw that in the other trailers and gameplay footage. And then we have the FNP90 there at the very, very end, which again, we've also seen that in the other trailers as well. So the new one there is the H&K MP7. Some sort of red dot there. Could be a Weaver optic. Not really sure. Not the best shot of it, but we'll see that when we get in. It's obviously suppressed as well. So the H&K MP7 definitely making a comeback there. We have some other nice shots of the FNP90, but again, we've already seen that one. Some pretty interesting images in here. We do have another shot of what looks like the Shadow Company operators with the P90 as well. And then we had one more shot, again, from this the Barrett MRAD there, showing off that. And then we do have the last one here is a roadmap for launch. Is another article over on CallOfDuty.com. This is basically showing the roadmap as far as what happens from COD next forward. So we do have a new, well, not a new weapon, but another shot of a weapon here with this image. So that being the Shadow Company and the Crossplay Beta Weekend 2 photo. That being the Scar Light, or the Mark 16 is what that is going to be. A lot of people might jump out on a limb and say it's an ACR. It is not an ACR. It's a Mark 16 or a Scar Light, firing 5.56 by 45 millimeter NATO. So that's a good one to see there, making a return to Call of Duty. I don't think we've seen that in a long time. We do have some other shots over there in that article of that M4 SOPMOD Block II that I was telling about, as well as the M4 URGI there also. So definitely some good shots there. You see the Barrett MRAD as well. So I'll link both those articles down below if you want to look at those. We have some really good images, high quality images there as well. Now the trailer overall, if we're jumping into this and just kind of reviewing it for what it is and my overall thoughts. First off, the campaign looks awesome. I can't wait to stream this for you guys, hopefully a week early. The different settings here, looks like, I mean, they're all over the place. I'm curious if we're going to end up back in America or not. It looks like maybe Singapore or something here in some areas. But I love, again, this has that Sicario vibe to it. And the one thing I noticed is, like, a lot of these operators do have, when we were talking about the Sicario vibe, potentially in Colombia or Bolivia or Mexico for the setting, a lot of these shots definitely look like they're taking place there. And we do see some of the Shadow Company guys, and even Task Force 141 being Alejandro and Soap, just having that very Delta look to them. Some of the Shadow Company guys, again, they have the tan plate carriers, tan helmets, and they're running jeans. So these guys look like, again, Delta operators, or what you see with some of the SAS soldiers or any special operations operator out there when they're running like jeans and stuff like that. So that's one of my favorite looks, and that makes sense given this setting that we talked about with that Sicario vibe, whether some of these missions are obviously in Colombia, Mexico, or Bolivia, something like that, somewhere in South America for sure. So it does have a Sicario vibe. Again, if you're not familiar, definitely go watch Sicario 1 and 2 to kind of get an idea as to what this campaign, at least theme-wise, is going to be. Because I know the actor that played Alejandro even said that was kind of required viewing, and that's the theme and the vibe they were going with. We also had one shot here of a C-130. Now, I'm going to go ahead and guess that's a big tease for Warzone 2. They wouldn't show this C-130 unless, obviously, that's associated, and it's up in the clouds also. It looks exactly similar to the intro of the original Warzone on Verdansk before Raven convoluted and ruined the whole thing and killed it. But regardless about that, this is a C-130 flying through the clouds, the exact same type of shot we would have had in the intro to Verdansk Battle Royale for Warzone as well. So, shot of the C-130 here, not an AC-130, just a regular C-130 it looks like, and good to see that. So again, a nice little tease probably for Warzone 2 here as well. So stay tuned to the channel. Let me know if I missed anything here on the weapons list. I think we got everything pretty much 100% accurate. Again, some of these things like the pistols, hard to see because they don't have the best quality in the video and the shots, things like that. But I am excited to bring you the campaign early on October 20th. And again, you can also get this by pre-ordering a digital copy of the game, available on all platforms. The campaign will be early access on October 20th of this year. So let me know your thoughts down below. You're going to be pre-ordering to play the campaign early. I'll definitely be streaming it here. And that works out best because honestly, what I did with Modern Warfare for 2019 is I like to start with the campaign regardless. So we'll have a whole week in between playing the campaign, breaking that down, doing different missions. I'll do the live stream. We'll play through the whole thing that night. And then the next week, when the game actually comes out, we're going to be jumping right into multiplayer. So that's going to be great. Really excited. Let me know your thoughts down below. And stay tuned here for Call of Duty Next. We'll also be running the Scope episode channel here. The Scope episode on the channel here tonight. And we have a pretty big episode. So stay tuned here on the channel for that later on tonight. Till next time, Buffering Gaming, out.